Welcome back to another episode of Sipping on That. Sipping on That. And I am your co-host today, Nicole. Welcome, welcome. How is everyone doing? How is your week? I hope everything is blessed and highly favored. Yes. Yes. And we're going to start off with my email at trailblack9@gmail.com. And you can also find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And most importantly, you can also find us on YouTube, and you can put all your questions down below. I don't like to be the only one talking on here, but I love when y'all please continue sending your questions, because that's the only way that I can talk to y'all once y'all send y'all questions to me. And I also want y'all opinion back. I love y'all opinion back. I don't want to be the only one talking. I don't want just allegedly my opinion. I also want to hear y'all opinion also. So please, please, please churn in with me. Churn in with me. And we're going to get into the sipping on that. Sipping on that. And we have a horrific story coming out of Colorado Springs. Oh, it was just terrible. It's just senseless killings after senseless killings. And this, to me, was so horrific because the 17-year-old, she was at work. She was at work, minding her own business, doing what she's supposed to do. Someone who still go to school, a 17-year-old, and her name was Riley Whitlow. I'm sorry, I do not want chop and screw nobody's name. So let me put on my glasses, and I'm going to say Riley Whitlow. Riley Whitlow. I apologize if I'm chopping screwing her name. And she had two managers. She was working at Walgreens, and she had another employee that worked there, was her co-worker. His name was Joshua Johnson. And over a whole year, I'm just going to, please be excused me, just call her Riley. Riley was telling her two managers that Mr. Johnson was having inappropriate behaviors towards her on sexual harassment plus harassment. Let's get this straight, because that is two separate things. Harassment is somebody who just harassing you, even if it's not a sexual encounter. But she wasn't just harassed, she was sexual harassed with harassment. And she told her managers at the Walgreens this for a whole year. So what her manager decided that he was going to change her shift. And they changed the shift for a little while. They get reported to Walgreens. I'ma allegedly say they should have, because it was over a year that she'd been complaining. And she needed to pick up some extra money. So she asked her manager, can she pick up some extra shifts to make her some extra money? And he told her, well, you're going to have to work on the shift with Joshua Johnson to get your extra hours. So allegedly, she was assuming that they already hadn't talked to him, or whatever protocol Walgreens or whatever they had put in place a whole year earlier about him harassing her. And I'm going to take a moment for y'all to listen to the clip, and we're going to leave
A community
his
in
picture
mourning
up.
and an impromptu memorial to an Air Academy teenager is growing.
Tonight, new details continue to emerge about a chilling homicide case centered around the employees of a Colorado Springs drugstore. Good evening, I'm Heather Skold.
And I'm Bart Bedsole. Disturbing new information tonight about a homicide at a Colorado Springs Walgreens.
The killing has left students and staff at Air Academy High School mourning one of their own. KRDO News Channel 13 senior reporter Sydney Schofield joins us live from the store near Ute Valley Park with what we know tonight. Sydney.
Bart, Heather, we now know the victim and the suspect worked together. The man accused of killing his 17-year-old coworker sits in the El Paso County Jail tonight, not eligible for bond.
Now that you heard what they said, I'm going to go over what I had wrote down. The police arrived at the scene around 7 p.m. Manager Justin Zuniel, I apologize if I'm chopping, screwing the people name, called 911 when Riley was on break. She never returned back from her break. Mr. Johnson had stacked crates and bins in front of the cameras until he covered them and also covered the windows. And then the manager reviewed the tape and found the murdered co-worker was dead in the break room. And like I said earlier, the 17-year-old was complaining for a whole year about this co-worker. Mr. Johnson for inappropriate advances towards her, but she needed more hours allegedly, and the customer heard her screaming and banging around in the break room. So customers heard her screaming, customers heard banging around and stuff in the break room. I don't know if the manager was there, but this sounded premeditated. The young lady, she had a friend, and she been told him a whole year advanced early. She had a boyfriend. She wasn't looking for somebody, you know. She just wanted to remain co-workers, and her nose was nose. She never changed from her nose being nose, and he never accepted her no. When women say no, why men can't accept rejection? Before I'm going to say allegedly some men, I'm not going to say all men, but a high percentage of men cannot do rejection from a woman. Why do it have to turn to violence or killing someone because you got rejected? The manager reviewed the tape and saw him stacking crates, so he premeditated everything. Everything was premeditated. Was the manager on duty when this happened? Is Walgreens responsible for this? Could Walgreens have did something to protect this lady? The manager should be fired because he knew a whole year later. And what you gonna tell this underage girl? Oh, you gotta work with the person who you've been telling over a year that's inappropriately coming at you. The manager should be fired. Everybody accountable for this child. She was under 18, so everybody is accountable for this child. If her family sued Walmart allegedly, so be it. Because this was negligence from the highest. This is negligence. Whatever happened to the sexual harassment protocols that be put in place? When you watch the videos, y'all rather for him to change shift than let him go for a whole year? It's unacceptable, and condolences go out to this young lady family. And it was a lot of flowers and things put out in front of the Walgreens. It was closed. And sorry for this sad story, and we're gonna sip on that. Sip on that. We hope some of these things don't be taken lightly when they say sexual harassment in the workplace. A lot of stuff is happening in workplaces and schools and everything. We have to protect our young people. And thank y'all for coming this week. Bye-bye.